So apparently a lot of people are leaving and exiting Elon Musk today. And let me show you guys what's going on. Tesla exec Raj Yeganathan leaves automaker after 13 years. So this is over at Tesla. This guy was the head of North American sales. He replaced another one who also left, head of North American sales. That was Troy Jones. And effectively, I guess you don't have anyone head of sales over there. But apparently, if your sales are declining and not much to sell anyway, you might as well just get out, right? And this person, though, however, not just sales, he was before like an IT person. It says vice president of IT, AI infrastructure, business apps, and information security. So actually a really important exec when you see all of the titles that this person had. And this is something that you'll see at these kind of situations where all these people are exiting and then the people that end up staying have to take on a ton of roles, right? And I would say this is a key role, right? Head of North American sales, and now you're gone. But Elon and the fanboys will say, oh, it doesn't matter. Tesla's not the future, bro. What the future is actually going to the moon, XAI, and now SpaceX. So I guess we're all leaving Tesla. And Elon's got his fluffer bot accounts to keep him warm. This is from Adam. Adam says, the world needs more electricity, electric emoji. And you have Elon as basically electric Jesus. And this is the stuff that Elon's reposting today. Or this one, hear me out. Honeymoons on the actual moon. It's funny because that's exactly how Elon talks in this stuff, right? And you got the fake moon-based stuff and a honeymoon on the moon. And then you got these videos of getting a bunch of power on the moon. Elon Musk, you could scale up to 100 terabytes of AI compute per year from the moon, right? Again, a lot of these kind of fluffer accounts. Here's what's going on, though. Your grift is now XAI and the merger with SpaceX, and you're going to go public. That's the grift. But your key people are also leaving. This is like one of the co-founders of XAI. He's out. This is from Yuhai Wu, also English name Tony. I resigned from XAI today. Wow. And just think about the timing of this stuff. Remember, Elon's like hyping up, right? We're forgetting about Tesla because everyone's leaving there, so forget about Tesla. Elon's hyping up all this moon stuff and how awesome AI is going to be. And like, if this is the pinnacle of when all these great things are happening, why are your key people leaving? And the other thing that's weird about this thing is just a week ago, this guy, right? So Yuhai was like basically saying at Astra, hey, let's go to the stars. Let's do that SpaceX merger thing, right? Like he was retweeting one team with, the announcement with XAI and SpaceX. He did that just a week ago. And then a week later, you're leaving. You never know what's going on behind the scenes. I'm just showing you just what's in public. Your support before, and now suddenly you're leaving. This company and the family we became will stay with me forever. I will deeply miss the people, the war rooms, and all those battles we have fought together. It's time for my next chapter, okay? It is an era with full possibilities. A small team armed with AIs can move mountains and redefine what's possible. Thank you to the entire XAI family. Onward, rocket ship emoji. Then you got, and to Elon, thank you for believing in the mission and the ride of a lifetime. Okay. Then you have something this, another person's writing. This is from Yu Chen Jin. He says, XAI co-founder left XAI. I believe this makes its fourth co-founder to leave. Also, Greg Yang is sick. Still wish XAI can build top models. Huh. How many XAIs you got left over there? Someone asked that question. Honestly, it's hard to say. I think there might be like, maybe 10 co-founders and maybe 5 or 6 are left, something like that. Maybe 4 are still there. It's really hard to say, honestly. But I'll just say this, like it's multiple people, because here's another one from Cheyenne says, career update. I left XAI to start something new, closing my 7-year chapter working at Twitter X and XAI with so much gratitude. XAI is an extraordinary place. The team is incredible, blah, blah, blah. And then you have to thank Elon publicly and such. It just can't bode well, right? 2 people have suddenly left. And then there's even this. Today is my last day at XAI. XAI has been an incredible place for where hard work is truly rewarded. On leave from my PhD at Berkeley, 6 months here felt like 2 years anywhere else. I contribute to 4 different agent teams and had the opportunity to lead an agent research team myself. This was a difficult decision, but I'm excited for what's next. And you can see it right there. I mean, this is another person's out. This is another person also. Today is my last day at XAI. feeling fortunate about the opportunity. It's been an amazing journey. Something's going on, guys. And you see what's happening here. When leadership goes, it usually means the boss isn't happy with their progress. Not good, though. I'm not sure if it's necessarily that. I think it's probably more, in my opinion, well, it could be two things. So one could be people could be burned out. That certainly could be a possibility. And then Elon's like, hey, we got to burn the midnight oil more. And it's like, I just don't want to do this again. It could be, I don't want to go along with the grift, or, maybe Elon Musk is all about marketing and hype and maybe don't want to do it. Who knows? Any number of reasons, but people are out. And it's funny because this is another one. Someone says, XAI seems like it's completely cooked. I don't know how you can recover at this point. Grok 4.2 is going to be dead before it arrives. Kind of sad. Okay. And then supposedly they're hiring some people, right? It's a lot of turmoil over there. This is from Ethan Huh. He says, we're hiring for world modeling. World modeling, I guess, is what they need at XAI. Our team is at the frontier of the building a world simulator, real-time interaction, long horizon video, and understanding the universe. We are a small team, moving quickly, ambitious goal, tons of GPUs and data, flat structure, competitive compensation, no politics, they say. I doubt that. If you're interested, please apply and DM me one liner on what makes you exceptional. So now we're hiring via social media. And it's interesting that they want to build world modeling, because I think what this ends up being is basically, hey, we need people to make a bunch of fake AI videos of how awesome Elon and his technology is, right? So there's a possibility that people, leaving the co-founders didn't want to be part of this. I don't know. I'm just showing you guys what's going on. And you have to understand there's a lot of faking going on over there. For example, this is interesting. Here's another person that they're hiring, okay? So co-founder and tech people are leaving. Who are you hiring? Legal. They're hiring legal. Ali Mushka says, pleased to announce I have joined XAI and X as senior legal counsel. I look forward to supporting this incredible team of engineers. I think you guys kind of figure out what's going on, right? Okay. Tech people are leaving. You want to hire people who are world building, I guess, a bunch of fake movies basically, and you want to hire legal. Maybe you want to, protect yourself from whatever copyright stuff. You want to protect yourself from whatever accusations. Who knows? You're hiring legal. And then there's an article in the Wall Street Journal today about Elon's buddies who basically structure the deals for IPO. Elon wants to rush it out as quick as possible, right? Let's all make that cash. The Morgan Stanley people, it's like all Morgan Stanley people, I guess, or all Elon's buddies are. And they collect a bunch of fees from going public. And the one thing that really stood out to me with this, if you've been following the story, how Elon acquired Twitter was really shady. Basically, he didn't disclose all the stuff we were supposed to. And there could be similar situations with the XAI, SpaceX things where maybe they didn't disclose things that they're supposed to or whatever. So you never know. I'm just showing you guys, you can see tech people are leaving, hiring legal, focusing on going public with their Wall Street buddies. You can kind of see it. And
autonomous organization I'm building, which is running right now on a Mac Studio. So I have a 512 gigabyte Mac Studio on my desk right now. I have a Mac Mini on my desk, and I have another one of these coming in the next week. So I'll have two 512 Mac Studios, which will give me about a terabyte of memory to run local models, is constantly working for me. And what you can see here is my AI agents, which some of them are local, some of them are cloud-based. The higher up managers, the strategic advisors, are cloud-based because they don't have to do all of the work. And then the lower level agents, the ones that are actually doing work 24/7, are all local on my computer, running on GLM 4.7.
Oh, interesting.
And what you can see here is many things are going on. So they're constantly working, but what will happen throughout the day, I set up this demo mode so I can show this to you in real time. What will happen through the day is many things. They can decide to meet up and group up at a meeting around the table. And right now they're all talking to each other and discussing the business. They're checking my social media posts. They're seeing how
So what he's talking about here, basically, the sort of, wet dream of all of these tech bros is, guys, we're just going to, fire everyone. We don't need any people. I'm going to work by myself. I'm going to have a, bunch of computers, some in the cloud, some at home. And I guess all of my AI agents then are going to have meetings whenever they want and answer emails and do whatever they want. That's their plan.
Tweets are performing, how my videos are performing. And what they're doing is they're discussing what works and what isn't. The social media managers are taking a look at engagement. They're going, oh, that's interesting. That tweet performed well and that one didn't. They all have their own individual memory files. So the things they discuss and learn from each other get saved to their memory, and they're all self improving autonomously over time. And they can even build relationships with each other. So they can even meet at the water cooler, have off topic discussions, and some of the relationships will improve and they'll like each other more. And some of the relationships will get worse and they'll dislike each other more. And all of this is happening autonomously over time. And what's great about this is I can go back at any time, go into my office space, review their conversations, and they actually even get action items automatically created based on their conversations where they will go. You can see create a shared content calendar. So they're going to actually create tooling for each other where they have a shared content
Okay, so
calendar.
that is the pipe dream and the wet dream, I guess you could say, of the tech bros that have all these AI agents meeting at the water cooler to talk about what they're going to do next. Some of this is real, some of this is fake. You never know with the smoke and mirrors stuff. I'll just say this: be careful what you listen to and what you see out there. I'm just showing you guys everything because Anthropic AI safety researcher warns of world in peril in resignation. So someone's leaving Anthropic over there, basically people who are, there to make sure that your kids are safe, that you're safe, these sort of things. This is a letter from Sharma. So it's Marinak Sharma. It says, "It is clear to me that the time has come to move on," stating the world is in peril, not just from AI, but a whole series of interconnected crises unfolding in this very moment. Sharma said he repeatedly seen how hard it is to truly let our values govern our actions, and while at Anthropic adding, we constantly face pressures to set aside what matters most, though he did not offer any specifics. After leaving Anthropic, Sharma said he may pursue a poetry degree and devote myself to a practice of courageous speech, adding he wants to, quote, contribute in a way that feels fully in my integrity. Sharma declined request for comment. I think all of these things matter when you put it all together, because again, we're seeing early on that people are leaving Tesla, so it's not even really in the conversation anymore. Okay, so get out over there. And then supposedly, if all the opportunity is in XAI and SpaceX, why are all these people leaving XAI then? As I showed you guys, and then they're hiring legal. They're working, more with Wall Street people to like push this stuff out as quickly as possible. And they have a history, that's Elon Musk, of skirting the rules or doing things improperly. And then you have the tech bros keep going, "Oh, guys, this is the dream when we can have all these AI agents working at the water cooler together and having conversations and just doing stuff. And I'm just, I guess, hanging out on my couch going, wow, I'm doing awesome." And then you have this is, I think, a real warning sign. Somewhere where an Anthropic is leaving. And remember, Anthropic recently, they're pushing hard and they're basically in a tight competition with OpenAI and ChatGPT. Anthropic also recently scared the markets by, saying, "Hey, these agents are going to do, fantastic things." And then markets are crashing because people are wondering okay, so there's going to be reshuffling over there. And then now you have their, person in charge of, I guess you call it, what they call it, safety researcher leaving, and then posted this, reasons why they're out. And I think this, matters. It wants to contribute in a way that feels fully in my integrity. So I don't know. You felt like the direction that maybe Anthropic is going, it's just not the right way. I mean, that's sort of the message that I'm getting from this. So I just want to have honest conversations about with you guys with this stuff. There's always a lot going on. Recently, for example, China. This is from CNBC. It says China's Alibaba launches AI model to power robots, and as tech giants talk of physical AI. So, I think you're going to have lots of money flying around with this stuff. Some things will be true, some things will not be true. When there's money there, I mean, people say and do anything sometimes, right? Even in Europe, investors pour billions into Europe's AI and defense startups, right? You got that kind of stuff. Or here in Korea, where I'm at, there's fierce competition for market share in Europe of, cars, the Hyundai ready to fight Chinese rivals in Europe. And it's just constant competition and turmoil. I think things are moving really, really fast right now. And I think some things are absolutely going to probably disappear. And I think some things will stay, but not as many as people say they are going to be. So that's what we're watching together. And I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts on any one of these things. That's my thoughts. And thank you for watching.